when you're referencing it with the other judges, that's something they're like, that's something.
Someone's got to order them.
It's doable.
But
I can use that. I can use the purple stick, the purple lomber.
But
as a longsword anyway.
we did outtrans at.
Okay, let's get back into this. We're gonna keep eating. I'm gonna try and pick up the pace a bit because we're on slide 32 of 192.
Yeah.
So let's get at it. All right, subtopics. All right, so we're talking about venue safety checks, weapon checks. So we are doing weapon checks in this section. Whoever asked me that.
Okay.
And armor checks. All right, venue safety checks. To ensure the list is sturdy and safe, check the following. No sharp parts. Inspect the list for nails, screws, splinters of wood. Ensure the edges are smooth and free of dangerous splinters or sharp objects. Sturdiness. Verify that all structures are solid with secure joints and no loose parts. Test for the stability to avoid wobbling or breakage. It should have flat and even floor. Ensure that the floor is level and free of obstacles. For outdoor events, check that the terrain is even with no dangerous holes. Secure the anchoring. Make sure that any structures are anchored to the floor and stable. Won't shift during the event. So this, safety is everyone's job, but especially if you're going to be the night marshal, don't assume it was done. Get around, do a check of everything. It's very easy to, bolts have been put in but not actually tightened, and you don't want to find out when somebody just blows through the list.
I have a question on the list. Obviously, we're all trying to go to tabletop, but they can be
Yeah, and there's a lot of complications.
For an event to count, and maybe we're going to get there from here. For an event to count for points, like if a local group wants to hold an event, that's why I want this here. Is it okay to have a non-tabletop?
I believe it is still acceptable. But you'll see when the list arrives later today, we have figured out a way to pack it up in a way that is actually pretty convenient.
What's more cost to?
Yeah, certainly. Designated safety zones, all right? Clearly mark a buffer space between the list and spectators. Only authorized personnel are allowed inside during combat. Sturdy and secure barriers. Use stable, anchored barriers and inspect regularly. Ensure clear visibility for staff and emergency teams. Clear emergency access routes. Maintain at least 2 unobstructed access points, keeping all routes free of cables, gears, and obstacles. Clear hazards free. A clean and hazard-free surrounding to remove loose items from around the list, and safety zones. Keep paths of escape routes clear, complete.
Now, unobstructed access point, is that like the part of the list that flips up, or is that?
Not necessarily. Basically, think beyond the boundaries of your list. Can an EMT group get to you?
Okay.
Things like that.
So if 2 sides are a wall and a wall, that would be hey, we can't access there.
Right.
There are crowd considerations.
Yeah. If you're in a large indoor venue and you don't have emergency exits, your section of the wall.
Is there a defined buffer zone?
Yes.
Is it 3 feet? 6?
It'll say in there.
Oh, okay.
So basic checks. It's important to have a designated medic. When you're checking in, if you have any of your staff that have, medical needs, they should be checking in with the medic. They don't necessarily have to tell you all their personal health information, but if it could come up and be an issue, they should discuss it with your medics. If you review emergency procedures and communicate protocol. So, especially if you're in the night marshal, in case of an emergency, there should be a designated person. They can have extra staff, but when something goes bad, you want to be able to call for one person. Any questions? Weapon checks. So, before the tournament begins, marshals will conduct thorough weapon and shield checks to ensure that they have both authenticity and safety standards. The marshal will gather in a designated area to inspect each item. The check will focus on the condition of the weapons or shields, including factors like sharpness, structural integrity, size, weight, and overall appearance, ensuring that they comply with the regulations. Once approved, a signed sticker will be applied to each weapon and shield to signify they pass inspection. For your weapon checks in your marshal kit, and if you are going to be a night marshal for any event, I do suggest you just get out and get yourself a backpack that is for marshaling, and you have all the things you need for your event in the kit. So you don't have to think about it. It's good to have a checklist though in that kit as well, in case things disappear. People walk off with your clickers and measuring tapes and stuff like that. You don't want to necessarily find out at the event that you don't have it. So things to include tape measures, a scale, the sort of like kitchen scales can work. Often a hanging baggage scale is a better option. Pen and highlighter.
Like a fishing scale.
A fishing scale could do it, but I'm thinking it's like a thing you hold, and it's got a little loop that you put around your baggage for your luggage, so you can check if it's overweight. Those are
Definitely
fun.
not my weed scale. Probably.
That won't
not
do a
that.
pole arm.
We'll be able to read it for a shield. Yeah.
Of course, writing implements, stickers. It's also a great way to promote your event. You know, if you have a special sticker for your event,
Yeah, you
and
gotta
people see it on the
collect
weapons from
You
this
want
and that.
it. Yeah.
Easy to remember.
It is nice to have a bunch of stickers on your weapon. Look what I did.
Having a little, some cloths, maybe some, this isn't necessary. Well, the cloth is helpful because a lot of people are going to keep their weapons perfectly maintained and oiled and stuff like that.
Yes,
And then your stickers won't stick.
Yes.
always. Perfectly maintained.
Yes, of course, we all do this.
Yes.
Armor too.
So you have a little rag so you can scrub off the oil bit so your sticker will stick. First aid kit. It's when you're handling a bunch of these weapons and people are kind of rushing through and stuff, they've got nicks, they've got burrs, you can get little dings and stuff, and it's good to have a quick little handy first aid kit to take yourself back together.
Wait, I noticed you don't have a clicker on there.
Um,
I'm told that they're discouraged, or
I like them.
or it doesn't matter, or it's just in your.
I keep it in my bag. This is just for weapon inspection.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, I definitely keep a bunch in my bag. This chart you should be familiar with.
It's also good to have it, like, taped to the table, or
Yes,
like,
have
whatever,
it.
however you do it with a document protector. Or
Print a few of these, get them laminated. Yeah, tape them to the table. And it's also helpful to get some like masking tape, run a line of it right down the table, and then mark out the measurements right there so you don't have to keep fumbling with the tape. You just slap it down on the table. Yep, it's in range. You don't have to check the weight of every weapon with a scale. Once you've done this enough, you'll know if it's in range. And then if you question it, you take it to the scale.
You should have one.
Is this for Altrans weapons also?
Uh,
Because they're weird, right? You've got to check the balance point and some odd
Yes.
things.
There is, the weapons can be the same, but the balance point issue, as listed here,
Could you demo that later maybe, or?
Yeah, I will.
Because that's like weird.
it's a little different.
I believe the weapon inspection practical is the first thing in the morning.
Okay, so a few points about balance points. First off, and this is important, it's measured from below the hilt, okay?
Oh,
So you start here and then measure up. You want to, and you can do this just with your finger. You know, move it along until, right there, it balances. Then once you have that measurement, you can give it the sticker or not. It is different for men's and women's categories. 15 centimeters from the bottom of the cross guard, 10 for women's.
thank you.
Yeah.
'Cause that threw me the first time.
15 or 10 or more, correct?
Sure, yeah.
So that, hey Chris, so the women have like a small, they use, have these small weapons, or is it?
No,
What does that
no.
mean?
It's just that the weight of the weapon is distributed closer to the handle.
Yeah.
So,
It does, I think it does mean, I think, correct me, isn't the weight of the weapon slightly less for the requirement, slightly less? Is the weight requirement,
No.
maybe I'm misremembering.
it might be over.
No, I don't see
Or it might be
that.
a different
Okay.
lead.
Okay.
Hey, do most fighters know this?
Oh, yeah.
Like, most on-trans fighters know that? Because it can be a surprise to some.
Yeah.
It has been around enough that they should be aware of it. But also, over the course of the life of a weapon, it takes damage, you grind it down so many times, it could shift, and they might have to add a bit of weight. It's hard to add weight to the end of a weapon, and it's kind of hard to take weight off of that. So, if you are intending to fight outrance, this is something you should be discussing with your armor. All right, so when you're checking bladed weapons, you want to be checking for rust, paint, tape, and that its general appearance is in good condition.
How much?
So when it comes to rust, if I can see texture on the rust, that's too much. Like if it's stained and it's got like patina from multiple cleanings, that's okay. You don't have to like get it to be polished. Weapons shouldn't be painted. So checking for burrs and other,
How about darkened, not painted, but like during the tempering process,
like a blue weapon?
like
Blackening and stuff?
blackened, yeah, blackened, not painted, but
I think it's
blackened.
time for weapons.
I don't think I've seen, well, I've seen some like with channels that are like slightly darker. If you have questions, I would email the authenticity committee with this.
The issue is that it can fleck off, not the blue end, but rust and paint and stuff like that.
That I get, no, this was
Black.
actual, I don't know how it was blackened. It was, maybe it was beige.
Burrs, all right? You're gonna wanna be able to run your hand, I guess I cleaned up, run your hand along the blade and it not be pulling on you, okay?
That's why you got the first aid.
Right.
Yeah,
If you have brand new weapons, they typically have sort of right angle edges, and those should be filed down as well. So you get complaints, oh, I've never used it. It's like, yeah, okay, you gotta file the edges down. Radius on all blade points. All your weapons, if you've got like little protrusions, all the angles should be greater than 90 degrees. Okay, there's a few different kind of tools that you can get to check these. But if it's narrower than a right angle, it's too pointy.
Like
Blade,
use euro coins or quarters.
yeah, there's some quarter tricks you can use. They have some tools people will like laser cut out of things, so you can just pop it right in and see if it's bigger. Or you can just, 90 degrees is a pretty easy thing to tell, and you can tell if that angle is sharper than that. blade thicknesses, if you have any question, again, usually those same tools that have the radius mark checkings have a little thickness gauge that you can see if it fits in. Weight. So like I said before, once you start handling enough of these, you internalize, like you can pick it up and be like, yeah, it's good. If somebody's trying to min-max, you know, their weapons and you're questioning it, if at any point you question it, check it. Measuring the length. So I think longsword blade length comes into play in comparison to the handle, but most other things you're just measuring the whole weapon.
Swords, you have to measure the sword, not the full, and then axes, you measure the full, including the half, so.
And balancing points, as we just discussed, but those are only for action specs. And if you're doing a big tournament that has like all the categories, you might want to ask somebody if their weapon is 4 outrunts, or if you're scheduling it, you'll schedule a time for everyone to check their outrun weapons. Half-head weapons, a lot of the same.
Question.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of trying to help fighters.
Yeah.
Like, all of them are buying axes from the same place now. Pretty much Brett.
Yeah. I'm getting my
Right? And they all look the same.
Yeah.
So how do we, like, how can we help the fighters that if they can't have tape or paint on them to help like, what's acceptable so they know whose weapon is which?
I suggest writing to your committee members and saying that this is a problem.
It is a problem. Like at Worlds, it's definitely a problem. It's a problem big events. Any
Absolutely.
events now, because they're all the same. Right?
Yeah.
Very similar.
I am 100% with you.
This is my axe, or how do you like it? This one is mine.
Well, my axe, I tell my part.
But that's true.
Yeah, that's a real thing. So, when you get axe, again, you're checking for any, burrs on the striking edge and checking that the design is historical and meets the angle requirements. Checking that the head is secure. That is important. All right. If you can wiggle it, it needs to be adjusted. Okay. It shouldn't have any give, because if it wiggles when you do this, it's going to be very compromised when it's being swung at full force. It needs to have 2 points of securing. Okay. It should have either a pin through it. It should have a wedge or epoxy securing it, or languettes securing it. You can have any sort of combination there, but you need at least 2 kinds. 2 ways. Radius on the blade points, check blade thickness, you're checking the weight, measuring the striking edge of the blade. This is important. So, different lengths of weapons have a different required length of striking edge. The longer the weapon, the heavier it is, the wider we need that striking edge to be, so it doesn't actually puncture someone.
So is there a standard ratio that's posted, or did I just miss it?
I think it's coming. Actually, I think I'm wrong there. Here. Boom.
Ah,
Those are in centimeters.
got it.
That's all.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
So for the blade, there's 2 measurements then. The actual length of the weapon and the length of the blade. And the length of the handle.
That makes
Okay.
so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, the handle is like 1 foot to almost 2 feet, so it's like, your handle's like this long and it's a one-handed sword, you're like, something's wrong here. But, yeah, like when I've had to measure them a lot, I'm like, Visually, it's pretty clear for some of the weapon styles, but it gets weird in 2-handed falchions.
Yes.
That's where I've seen it happen the most, where like people will like be like, oh, well, this fits as a long sword, but not as a 2-handed falchion, blah, blah, blah,
What's the type 3?
2-inch falchion. It's something that, it has no name, but it fits within the weight, the length, and of the blade and the total length that I get out of it, so.
Because there's so many like versions of varieties of those.
Yeah, there are the people who are like, oh, I want Win Max, you know, or Win Max.
And the types is just a lot, it's a way for us as marshals just more quickly communicate the requirements.
Yeah. It's also very relevant for axe, long axe, and polearm, because you'll frequently have like a one-handed axe that could actually be a long axe, and then then the striking zone changes, and then it just gets all tangled up.
On the left side.
Yeah, so an axe, like, there's a lot of overlap between type 1, oh, sorry, that's maces. But like, you look at the maces and the type 2 hafted axes, a lot of overlap, but the striking edge is the thing that you really should be paying attention to.
Because the longer the axe, the length of the striking edge has to get larger to compensate for safety. According to as I remember explaining it.
Yep. If you have other questions, write them down because we might get covered coming up. Appearance. All right. So rust should be clean. For me, if I see any like texture to the rust, it needs to get cleaned up. The finishes. So we're being told that like hammered finish weapons aren't authentic. They certainly don't make their way into museums, which is where a lot of the authenticity references come from. Rich people. They always have been. Yeah, it shouldn't be painted. Heavy patinas are not permitted. I guess that's really up to the person painting it.
Blackening paint or
Yeah.
yes.
Tape and leather. So at this time, they want only black or neutral colored tape. And then regular sort of
Only cloth tape.
Yeah, pink tape would ruin my immersion.
So for this time, if your weapon is all tape black, you could get some cream colored hockey tape and have like 2 rings or some sort of distinction.
Would you like
But-
to burn your name into the wood?
You could, yeah. If you put a little something here on the bottom as well, that doesn't tend to get beat up quite as much. But it also doesn't catch the eye quite as fast. I don't think. Chris,
Wait a second.
Chris does not think that a bit of fluorescent tape on a weapon is going to ruin anyone's experience.
Do you want me to turn the camera on, please?
It's being recorded!
Took his hat off!
That's not the version.
It's something we'll write in the recommendations portion of this meeting.
Yes,
Because it's a nightmare.
I agree.
When it's just, everyone comes off the field, throws their weapons down in a big pile. And it's,
On my
lot
soft
of
kit, I
marshals
use
have
a
been
red hair tie,
quite
just on the
lenient
handle.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's not bad.
That'll rip.
And then when anybody
Yes.
needs a hair tie, you're like,
And
oh no.
Good. That's benefit.
Because I know it's mine. 'Cause
I
it's
got
mine.
my daughter's hair ties.
Burrs and cracks. So you should be able to run your hand over the blade without it pulling on you. Please do so carefully. Start slow. Don't get cocky on that. Any cracks in the blade, anything that looks like it's been welded back together, it's a wishful thought. It's not going to hold up anyway. I'm sorry, your weapon's dead.
All right.
Turn it into a polar.
Yeah.
Hanging on the mantle.
Hilts, need to be secure. If you get one and it's wiggling on you, they need to figure out a way to secure it. They could, if it's wiggly and up, but not like down, and they can put some more tape underneath it, sometimes that stabilizes it. They might need to get a wedge, and get that hammered down in there and then smoothed off. It's really up to them to figure it out, but if you're trying to be helpful, sometimes that'll do it. Pommels should also be secure. They don't typically get burrs, but check it anyway. Yeah, if it's pointy, that's no good. Even though we don't have pommel striking MVI, it
Yeah.
still could happen, and it shouldn't be pointy.
Or now.
Wedges and straps. Yeah, so if they are using a wedge, it should be smooth to the level. It shouldn't be protruding out. Rivets, and glue are good. I think I discussed this earlier, as well as languettes to secure the weapon. Hammerheads are permitted, but you aren't allowed to use them.
Aw.
That has never computed.
I think,
Just don't. Cause how easy is it just to like flip,
and it happens by accident.
and it happens by accident all the time.
Sure does.
I see people do the back of their non-hammered things all the time, or the flats, or the.
It sure does. It is something that you should be calling people on.
I think you also can only have hammerheads on your long axes or pole arms or higher, but you can't have them on one-handed, I think. But I would obviously check the rules on that. But that's something
Your 90-degree points. I don't know if I can keep that. Did I zoom in?
Probably right if you, hold shift and scroll up.
Nope. Oh, God. Oh, it's, what?
I helped, I'm sorry.
Oh my
Johnny.
God!
Okay, so yeah, it's 90 degrees that you're measuring is on the inside curve, if that wasn't clear earlier. The halves, so the half should be made of a strong wood. Rattan, metal, or soft materials are not allowed. If it is not a natural wood, it should be covered with natural colored tape. And you need to check for any like splintering or sharpness or dangerousness. If it has cracked before and they just threw some fiber fix over it and it's real clear, that's probably not A, gonna work for them, and B, just you should refuse it at that point. Radius of the points. So each edge needs to be greater than 10 millimeters to ensure safety. If you get one like here, where the points are too pointy, go ahead and just illustrate it out to them. Somebody on scene probably has an angle grinder or something that they can round it up. And then they can bring it on back. Blade thickness, 2 millimeters for everything. And then weight. If it's 100 grams out of the weight range, you can still keep it okay. Now, why isn't the range just 100 grams more? Honestly. So striking edge, as I was illustrating earlier, you want to measure the whole edge of that striking surface. If it is a really sort of unique designed axe, you need to really be looking at it and be like, what part is going to be hitting persons? And then measure that. Measuring the different lengths, as we discussed in that chart. When it comes to swords, not only are you checking the overall length, but you're checking the proportion of blade and handle. And the balance points here for your entrance spikes. Shields. So, a few different categories are wrapped up all in this chart. All shape, of course, here it always has a little handy description for everything. All shapes must conform to the shields and buckler rule document, which is this whole thing. The radius of the striking edge must be more than 7 centimeters. So, if it really gets narrowed down too much, they gotta fix that. Only shields that have chronologically validated or specific historical period are confirmed by the authenticity are allowed. So I think it's further up, we got the authenticity up for that. But again, it's checking here, you've got your weights and lengths. So it's just.
So, a question we had in there looking at one of my, are center grips with a center grip with a heater is okay?
Let's find out.
Oh, okay, maybe it's further.
So shield check, so step-by-step process. All right. So when you're checking shield, first check for rust. The paint, tape, and appearance shouldn't have any rust. Note. Painting is permitted on certain shields, but has to meet authenticity standards. Tape, if the edge is like covered in tape, you should be suspicious and really pay attention to it. Tape should be neutral as everything else. And if it starts in that condition, it probably isn't going to make it to determine. If it's a metal shield, you want to check for burrs and stuff as well. Checking the bolts and straps. Bolts, if they are modern bolts, should be covered or painted black, so they're just less obvious, the modern nuts and bolts. The diameter on all striking points, so it's going to be like a punching shield, still can't be pointy, and it has to be proper thickness, weight, measurements as for that chart. So the condition, shields must be in proper working order. Condition at the start of the tournament with no visible rust, significant damage, or structural weakness that could compromise their performance or safety. So if it's like a strap shield like this, the straps have to be fully intact and strong. They can't be held together with dental floss, you know. The imagery should be authentic in design and historical. And when it comes to heater shields and punch shields, that there has to be a curve to it. The flat shields actually, I guess, aren't a thing. I've seen this pass lots of places, so I'm not sure how much they're actually.
And how much of a curve do you, like, they give you like an arc, for example, for like, how much of a curve is considered?
I don't think they.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I
Yeah.
don't think they specify.
Yeah.
So yeah, fastening system. If you're riveting things to that shield, that's good to go. The handles and straps should be leather unless it's a metal buckler situation, then you have that metal guard. The covering edge, the entire edge of the must be covered with either a band of strong leather or with at least 3 layers of fabric. The other band can be glued, sewn, or riveted to the shield. Any rivets must be completely finished, and the edge of the rivet should not stick out. Okay, it's important. If they're going to do the rivets, they have to do them all the way down. It can't be jagged. Striking points. So if you've got a buckler that comes to more of a point, you have to make sure that point is no greater than 7 centimeters. The edge thickness needs to be 4 millimeters. And if you have a punching shield, it can have a metal plate to reinforce it. You'll find, as you've been checking these, just a bit of front of the front grip is where cracking really starts to form on those punch shields. So if they got a metal plate on the inside to help secure that, it'll make it last a lot longer. But that metal sheet must be fully covered with leather fabric as part of the shield's outer surface. And if any of the sheet's edges start cutting through and get all pointy, they have to correct that.
I love the idea of shield longevity. I imagine you go through it pretty quickly.
Potentially, you can. Depends on how you fight and who you fight. Length is pretty straightforward, as well as measuring the width. When you're measuring width, you don't measure over the top of the shield, you measure it like at the flat surface.
Okay.
So, and then weight, again, hanging scales I think work a bit more efficiently than the flat table squares, because usually you plop a shield there and you center it so it doesn't bounce off, and then it completely covers the readout. All right, any questions on that? All right, field trip to the other room. Let's look at the weapons.
I have a weird one.
I feel like I should have brought mine out. That's one of these ones.
Yes. Yeah, isn't it nice?
Same weapon.
I think it'd be much more official if we all sat.
Fair? Yeah.
Feel free to sit. I'm gonna sit. I've been sitting.
Yeah, I was like all over the shield. Yeah, I was there's the cards, it's a process, so, on heaters.
Also,
Yeah, that was gonna be my question on that, because you were saying no flats, but I was like, as long as you have the embossment on it, like, wouldn't it be fine? Like, this is what I normally see pass. Yeah.
let's check the document.
Okay.
Who printed theirs out?
Xander has his.
He has his little tablet.
Xander,
What's it?
can you get your tablet?
Oh yeah, the chart.
And pull up the shield button.
It's the same one, unfortunately.
I don't know if this will pass. This is my estimation.
It won't. No.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It won't count. But if
just
I
because it's
re-etched it,
naked.
is that allowed in our sport? This thing?
That's what we're
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're just.
I'm pretty sure it's allowed,
couldn't
but my
we find
question is
actually
based
where
off
the document on the
of
shield
no
was?
flat shields,
Oh.
so this is a
Because
flat
it wasn't
heater,
in the
because
weapons
that's
one,
the
it said it got
embossment.
moved to
So
the
that's what my
sheet.
heater would be too,
Yeah,
and
I was
it has
just
been
looking.
used in competitions, but
Yeah.
I don't know how many BI has used it.
Like
Yeah.
this is the
Because my
the
heater
shield
is
chart,
Hammer's heater.
right?
Yeah.
There, I was looking at the shield
Did that thing get you
document.
bashed or is it just
Yeah, so
after-
it got
Just
updated and
for
was
the shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha.
you're not
the-
doing a flat shot across it.
and moved to the
For-
weapons.
yeah, I
Same
just
flat
read-
heater.
Flat
Yeah.
surface.
It was a couple of months ago, Chris said the new document dropped,
Not
and
on
he had
the-
to, and
not
I
on the
wanted us to
website.
read it, and I was all over that shield section. And for
Yeah.
some reason, that I may have misread it, or I may be misremembering it, but I thought with the heaters that you weren't supposed to use bosses. Again, I ain't a marshal.
It's period.
Not yet, you aren't.
I know.
I don't know if it's period with a flat shield, but I know it's period.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely existed in the period. I just don't know if they're going.
And I've had that past BI events, but not this. I mean, no one fought with it.
Yeah, and
this-
who knows
And
if
that's what I was
or when
saying
it
about, I have an
changed.
axe that's gone to 3 different BI events. Didn't pass, then it passed, then it didn't pass for a different reason, then it passed, and then it didn't pass at all at the last event. So 3 different BI events, same weapon.
I mean, you could argue it's subjective, but not really.
Is-
We're given like specific measurements and like this is what is okay.
Yeah.
So there was an axe that failed somewhere where like they were clarifying which is the striking edge and like that has a judgment part in
That
it.
was
So like
mine didn't pass last time.
yeah, so like like this one, like they could be like, well, maybe that's a striking edge or that, like depending on the judgment call, and then that wouldn't pass. That's too small, but that's clearly the striking edge. But
Yeah.
there's just moments where like there are some weirdly shaped ones while you're looking. But
Yeah. We'll circle back to that before the end of tomorrow. But yeah, let's not drag out too much. So we got a whole kind of selection of weapons here. Let's just quickly kind of go over them, point out some things, what weapons are passing, what weapons would be failing, and why. Like at this moment in their present state. All right, let's check out these sort of longswords here in the middle. Okay, what do we like and what do we not like about this collection of longswords?
And
Rust.
Let's say the
Hilt
handles
is-
a lot of them.
This one needs to get
This one.
filed.
Yeah.
You can tell just looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I ain't running my fingers on most of them.
Nope.
Yep. The burrs are definitely
Let's say
problematic.
that one, yeah, could use that touch up.
I don't
Really,
know,
I think all of them, really, yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for, that's like,
You're
say
gonna
that's
feel here,
smooth.
you're not gonna feel here. This is
Yeah,
what you're looking for.
I'm talking about the rust. He said if there's any,
Okay.
That's bird.
that's what I'm talking about. I can feel the texture of the rust. I don't know if that's like anything that actually matters because every weapon I've ever seen had.
Okay. Well,
A textured rust.
Versus that's
No.
what we're discussing.
Yeah, no, I was looking at the rust.
Yeah, this is too rusty.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep. If you can feel that,
okay.
Once it gets that orange.
Is that like a significant danger of shattering on track?
No, it's more of a
Flaking.
yeah.
Into your eyes.
yeah. Yeah, so this level of rust would need to be removed. Yeah, you can feel, I mean, you can see these burrs here,
That's
but then you
rusty
can
shit.
also feel it.
Yeah.
So that would have to get smoothed out. Hill is good. This is a little damaged, but it's acceptable. A little bit of beaten up isn't too bad. And then
So
when
the
you
rust
look
on
at
that one.
Got bright color too.
this,
That's gonna fail.
this is too much.
Yeah.
This should be retaped.
Well, also the hill.
This no wood.
Sounds nice though.
Figure it out that way.
You can see where it's cracked. It's possible this could get repaired, but you're probably going to be repairing it every tournament. These edges are a little sharp. I would send that back. As far as rust, there are a couple spots, but these bits here where you can see where it's darkened and it's like it was rusty, but then it was cleaned, that would be okay. But with these spots here, that would be less okay. Thickness, I guess, you get a real quick eye for if it's too thin. And I don't think any of these weapons are really at risk of that.
That'd be weird, yeah. All of them look like they've been used in Booher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people hurt more like the stage.
D-guards are a thing that have been coming up, okay? And some people say, yeah, D-guards are authentic, and they are. The thing of it is what armor you're wearing. Because D-guards are a 15th century,
I have 15, that's mine, I have 15th century kit.
so if you have a 15th century kit, A-okay. If you've got, a wolf rib and a front open brig, that's 14th century.
That is
I
probably
killed the
one
guy
of the
with a
biggest
15th
senses of
century.
contention,
I stole his weapon.
areas of contention that matter.
Yes.
Beat him up. I stole his weapon and I fought with
I
it.
can't tell
And
if
they
D
don't-
rings with non-15th century kit.
So they did quite a bit.
I
Mercenary.
think it caused initial confusion and it's becoming more accepted, but I
Yeah.
think that's where it came
Oh.
He passed down his family. I killed his family. I stole his sword. Now I
in
fight
that
with a
era.
sword.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying before, like pommels don't typically take too much damage, and they don't usually develop burrs. But you do want to check the bottom where it's fastened. If it is like riveted down like this, that the rivet doesn't have sharp, pointy edges. If you get a really, I don't see anything like real abnormal here. or like exotic. You can ask like who's wearing it, what kind of armor they're wearing, if they have historical sourcing.
For some good examples, curved blades can only be used by like Eastern kids depending on like a little bit. But like there's a gentleman, I think his name is, I don't remember his name, but he has a Eastern style kit, and he has a curved longsword which he is allowed to use in longsword tournaments, but anybody with an Eastern kit wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, and there's some that have
Right.
like these like donut
Eastern, yeah.
rings. They're kind of like a dowel, and so you'd have to have an Asian kit for that. Most of them, most all your fighters are gonna be Eastern.
Marcus, are you going samurai kid or no?
No, I'm not going to say
There's a guy who does it, and he's really good.
I'm going to do Mongolia.
All right.
Tips. This tip might be a little too narrow. So this is something you would definitely get the gauge on and confirm. It's correctable. They would have to just kind of like grind it down a bit further. They lose a little bit of length.
Really? I put that on purpose for the fail. Wait,
Sure,
is that the one?
This one probably fails, yeah, but check it against that one. Like, that one's way bigger.
Yeah.
Well, that's also too rusty.
So if you see the difference,
Yeah.
yeah. Weight and striking edges. This, pass this
Far
around.
too late. We love that.
Oh, this is weird.
But that's a Brett
Right.
axe, right? How can
No,
it
no,
fail?
no.
No, that's not a Brett Center.
No,
No.
that's bespoke.
Yeah, I was gonna. Well, they're.
Let's say it looks like it also
weights.
has a hammer. at
I was
the
thinking I was swinging over there. You feel
That's
the
something
sound.
like shaped on the back.
Something that happened.
Yeah, we love that one.
So when you pick up, pass it around so people can.
I wanted to
can
play
feel
with it.
We all.
This is showing
Because
how
we're
much
learning right now.
Sorry.
touching,
So
swinging, moving.
when you pick up something that long and you go, whoa, that's when you break up the scale.
Yeah. Because it could be optimized, it could be perfect.
Yeah.
But like,
It's
It's
0.8
It's quite a piece.
off
needed
from minimum.
What, heavier? Is that what it's going?
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
we're
lot
putting
lighter
no
than
guard
you'd
in the front.
expect.
so yeah, I think people love penny.
What do we think about this guy?
You really
the
remember,
trimming.
The edge.
it's my shield and you
Some
really
love.
like me.
And the rivets on the outside even.
Yeah, we've got
That's yours, Andrew?
exposed rivets on the outside.
Very fair.
Would be better if it was covered.
It's like, I don't remember this one.
The covering is chopped up,
Starting to
and you
come
can
off.
see the layers underneath the non-modern stuff, or the modern material. What is
It's a Brett like polyurethane style.
yeah. The edging is all chewed up, but you can see that it does have the fabric and leather, some sort of fabric leather. If he retaped this, it would be alright. On the inside, you can see it's a riveted style, and all the rivets are, nicely hammered down. This is biothane and not leather, but it looks enough like leather that it's okay. And you can see it's got the curve to it. So while in this state it's not passing, without too much effort, it could be made to be passing.
More tape.
I've had a marshal give us like conditional, like finish it off and like you're approved with condition or like.
Mm-hmm. When you're judging them and you say this doesn't pass, of course, explain why.
Yeah.
And then, remind them that, hey, you can go fix it and just bring it on back. These shields, now the center grip boss heater shield, there is a debate that I'll get settled. But outside of that, what do we think about them?
I just lost a piece right here. Whoops.
Put it back. It's metal. What about the metal? Is the metal okay?
Is it full?
Full metal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, hold bottom tip.
No, I don't think that's gonna work.
Okay, I brought it on purpose.
Yeah.
Kind
If
Yes.
It's quite nice.
I need to, it needs to be finished.
yeah, of course the edging there, you can see the leather has broken down to a point where it's like, oh, this has got to be replaced.
I would question the thickness on it, but I would. But then again, I saw the bumper on it, so maybe it is thick enough in some places. Not. It doesn't look like it went all the way around. Is my question. This, your actual padding on the edging, or is there?
I think it's
anything
worn
that's
through, it's
just
worn
in
through the,
someplace? Okay.
Yeah.
it needs to be re-edged.
Okay.
Yeah, you want it to look much more like the edging on this other one.
But this one needs a curve.
Is that one straight metal too?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
No, this is wood.
Okay.
So this is
Okay.
straight, which apparently it's
Not legal.
impossible to have.
I didn't even realize my punch shield had.
Right.
Yeah, no one would ever just
The
take a part
technology
of
is so
their
much
front
easier to
door
curve
and run it
things.
Right,
back.
it's so much. Yeah. And it's also rusty. So you'd want that rust cleaned off. What about the paint job? What do we think about those?
I feel like the paint is not authentic, or the design either is not. I could be wrong, and maybe not
I think the
historical.
That's a
scroll
hard
on the
one,
bottom
isn't it?
is
Like it has to be
I feel
done
like the
in a particular
process is
style
old
or certain
enough.
symbology,
where- yeah,
so you
that's
can
where I
make
was-
the argument, but
I would. Yes.
From the glance, looks fine.
I think
But
it
like-
looks
that'd be fine.
period.
I think it looks
Medieval.
fine. It's just the, like I said, I think people,
Latin's
some
okay.
people would be like, oh, it's not
Mhm.
historical imagery on it, which,
It doesn't.
kind of-
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you see, I found
I would let
pictures
it
with the
pass.
teeth, with the eyes, with the nose, different places put
When
together
you
in
get
one
writing
spot,
on a
but-
shield, sometimes
Yeah.
people get weird about that. Well, if it's written in English and it's like a modern saying, they're not gonna like that. So if it says like "born to be wild" or something on
Or
there,
YOLO.
yeah,
Write whatever crap you
But this
want
is
in Latin,
Latin,
though.
this is
Yeah,
stupid
put it in
Latin.
Latin.
YOLO and Latin. That's what right. All
It
right.
says we bring death because plague rats, you know,
But my
plague.
question is, would they also be on you for like
And also
having
because
a,
fear is fun. But, yeah.
say you got a Eastern kit and you got it in, instead of like, say Chinese, it's in a different language, or that still?
yes,
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha, that's what I was getting at, like, so.
Yeah.
You got an
Medieval
Italian
period
kit,
in
but it's in
English.
Spanish.
Mhm.
Is that not gonna fly?
I mean, I don't.
I mean,
If you're doing it, plan to do it in whatever region you're gonna be in.
okay.
Will the person at weapon check call that? Probably not.
Frequently, when you're checking them, they're not like, oh, is this kit go with it? So like, if that's a shield that passes, and you end up using it with your kit, it matters more for like duels kind of.
So this was made by John Norman. He's the guy that does the armor repairs for IMCF. So you've met him. So if you need a shield, he's been making
Really
shields for
flat.
us since the first group went over.
that's why I'm wondering if my shield's from him too.
So, buckler, what do we think?
New edging.
We like it, except paint on
We
the
get a new face
Yeah,
on
color
it.
that needs to be
Yeah.
repainted.
Little enough
I got
to
other than that, it looks-
like it.
Repaint, slight retape, and
Compliment
Yeah.
sandwich.
It's not the worst I've seen.
Yeah.
If this wasn't like a world class event,
Yeah.
good to go.
Fix it next time.
in Germany.
But it is going to Worlds. It's a Brett shield.
Yeah.
It's an old. Yeah. It's minimal.
yeah, about to say, yeah, just repaint,
Literally,
repaint.
they'd be like, fix that one thing, but not really. Yeah.
If I were a marshal, which I will be,
So when? So when I'm a marshal.
it would be it would be approved with caveats.
Depends on how many of those I've seen. I'd be like, I've seen a shitload of those.
When I took it to Carnage, I said tape it,
Yeah.
tape the edges, and tape that. And this might have gotten worn down because it's
Same
sits
with
in the back bottom of my armor bag.
Yeah.
I probably need to get like a little bag for it.
So this guy. Good jump.
Brad likes his weapons heavy. It's a shive. It's
Ah,
old
shivey.
Bride shive,
Okay.
hand to be done.
Yeah. So this is a beast. When it comes to longswords, you have to be mindful about the cross guards and the gauntlets that they're wearing with them. You don't want the cross guards to extend more than 3.5 centimeters past the gauntlet. so it doesn't accidentally get jammed in someone's eye
Mm.
when your hands get pushed up. Something like this is
We always
I was
have to worry
curious
about the wolf rip fighters.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Because it would almost seem safer, but it's curved, and that's its own issue.
It's
true. So-
It's curved too much.
yeah. That might be actually something I have to kick up the chain.
It's
Okay.
30.
Because it is going to extend, like if you measured from the gauntlet to tip, it's
Yeah.
gonna be more than 300 centimeters.
Yeah.
But it's not out, and it's also decently thickened.
Because
And rounded.
if the concern
rounded,
is
right.
safety,
Feels nice.
then that still may be safe.
If
It
you
says-
can find it, Xander, because
The hilt should not extend more than 35 centimeters over the bearer's hand. That's what
oh,
it says. This is what it says. I don't know what that means, but
that seems.
that's just what it, I mean. That's
Yeah.
just. It doesn't say
Yeah.
gauntleted hand. It just says hand.
Hand.
But
So
that
those are both generation, like BKS swords that went to, so I could see if they wouldn't pass, like, oh, that one. Like it went, it's like 12 years old or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get repair them for life.
here we have an issue that this comes to a very
Let's say that's too
narrow edge. That's probably less than 2 millimeters right there, if I guessed. And it does extend quite far. You'll notice the other one-handers, like this guy,
And very fat ends.
especially that falchion.
So this will not also come out too far?
Do you mind?
It is lovely.
It depends on your gauntlet.
Okay.
So this one,
I like that's why I'm
Right.
Kind of looks like
It does look
When-
nice.
when holding the bladed weapon firmly, the guard is not allowed to extend the gauntlet of the bearer for more than 3.5 centimeters. So it does ask you to be holding a gauntlet,
yeah.
but also it counts as a striking edge. So it is also incurred by all other pieces of the striking edge changing. Oh, you know.
Jay probably has the twin to that.
Oh, he does.
Dad's
So let's look at some of these one-handed axes.
I got my
I got one.
my it was the first year.
Yeah. Okay. What do we think about this?
Wants to hold
Too
it.
short.
Would you
I haven't
choose to
measured
hold
it though.
50 centimeters is the total length for shortness for that. I think. So I think it might be fine, but I don't know. We'd have to check. I don't have a thing. It's pretty heavy. If you hold it, it feels very heavy for a one-hander.
Yeah. So
The discoloration in the back also.
Yeah, the blackening maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
50,
dated.
50 centimeters is the minimum for the total length of the weapon, but I think that's probably fine by
Yeah.
glance.
at a glance,
Yeah, it's painted.
I would measure that. I would
Yeah.
not eyeball that when it rolled into the station. It's definitely on the borderline. The head is very chunky for a one-handed axe, so that without having touched it makes me think it might be heavy, especially because the handle is kind of thick.
It looks like it has 2 points of pin too. So.
Oh, you say, does it have a pin through the
Brock told
side?
me,
Yeah.
It's
if I'm
missing.
not mistaken, he chopped off that back end, or somebody did.
Well, like right here, it looks like there might have been a wedge that was
Yeah.
smoothed down so you can't really see it, but it's in there.
Oh, yeah.
Show me your wedges.
Yeah. So this would definitely should alert your borderline senses. You should be checking that the length is good, that the weight is good. It's definitely plenty thick. The pinning is good. This amount of rust is bad. This blackening should probably get taken off.
Easy scrubber.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just paint.
But at the same time, you're knocking this stuff off. You just knock that off too.
The tape too, technically, because it's got the pattern at the bottom, but like it's just like one
Sure.
minimal thing. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That axe.
That is not natural organic skull bones.
But then they,
Obviously, that's not gonna.
But I would say.
But then, yeah.
Yeah.
This one's more like if we're comparing, like that's for identification purposes, and it's going to be hidden by a gauntlet probably. And then this one is like clearly, well, not clearly aesthetic, but like you could say like, this is an aesthetic choice that you made that you shouldn't have made.
Yeah.
Yes.
Based on the
Yeah.
rules with it, just.
Yep. If I got rejected because of that, I would be like, really? If I got rejected because of that, I'd be like, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But maybe not that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Just pull it.
Right.
So, a guy like this, you pick it up, and it naturally feels, yeah, about right. Lengthwise, what class does this fall into?
Two-handed?
Two-hander.
But what type of
Because
two-handed?
there's long axe and
Type
two-handed axe.
Type 2?
two?
Long axe.
This is really long. So type 1 was maces, right?
So,
Type 2 was
a
one-handed,
long
and
axe?
type 3 was the
We'd have to
two-handed
check.
but not pole armor.
I think
Right.
the two-handed
What
axe
about
is bigger than the long
This
axe.
thing.
What about them?
there's
Or is
long
it-
axes.
It's reversed.
So yeah, there's a little extra material there.
That's wood or something.
It's PVC.
PVC.
Yeah,
It's for,
It's for
indexing.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
It's fine, I think.
but it,
I would say it's
fine.
hidden.
You would need, but you need, what you would need for this is because of the weight. The long axe weight and the axe weight are never overlap, so it would have to be within the weight and length. So you'd have to measure it.
So here's another axe in that same category,
Oh, same club, huh?
but you notice this material, if you see through the tape, it's entirely synthetic.
Yeah.
So as long as, you know, well, what do you guys think about this?
Well, synthetic is not legal.
If it's
Unless-
covered,
If it,
It's covered.
Yeah.
You can cover it and it's okay.
You can't
Yes.
tell if that's the
Yeah, all the Skinner's axes are carbon fiber
I know.
handle, yeah.
Yeah.
That's like,
So
Yeah, because it's either
You make them rewrap it.
Yeah.
yes, this guy has to get rewrapped.
If a European marshal knows it's carbon fiber, are they gonna pass it?
They oughta if it's covered.
Yeah, if they're following the rules, and
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
covered.
If you're going into the tournament with a fresh wrap job around it, they don't have a place to question it.
You don't have to have it.
Even if you're like, yeah, it's carbon fiber, they
If you have a
still have
wooden
to pass
handle,
it,
you don't
right?
have to have it wrapped, right?
Like, you can
Correct.
only just
So
get
we
it.
look at this like one-hander here. It's a natural wood handle.
Yep.
It's seen some action.
yeah.
So you're definitely gonna be wanting to check to see if there's any like splinters. I'm starting to see like a bit here where the back end is kicking off.
chopped.
Yeah, these parts where it gets chewed up.
Starting to split at the actual,
Yeah.
like right at the top
Yeah.
there. Do they have to clean the handle?
So probably just needs a little sandy
Like,
massage.
oh, is that a point of contention there, or does that really matter?
I don't think that was gonna matter. So because it's not. That's just.
because it's ugly.
residue.
Yeah.
No, I don't reject that because it's ugly. You should approve it because it's ugly. We love ugly.
Well,
What's this part right here? Is this like a little side wedge?
the
It's
resin
like a little, no, it's a piece of metal. I think.
is it
Yeah,
sharp?
Right here.
It could be a lingot too, like maybe.
A lingot?
I've seen
Yeah,
side
right-
wedges.
right-
Like side
Right
wedges are
here, it's a
allowed.
piece of metal.
It's probably a shim.
Okay. Oh, it's shim.
Is there a regular wedge?
Shin, shunt.
On top of it.
Pin, a link hole.
Yeah.
A snake
It
and
looks like
wedge.
someone just jammed that in there because they have a wiggle in it in the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
They shimmed it in
Here's the
there.
comma.
Huh.
But you're looking for multiple points. So this one has the glue on the top and the pin here. And the pin isn't all. Actually, I probably could run something over that. Feel that.
Looks good to me.
Probably needs to be beat down a little bit more, grinded down.
Yeah. With this guy, the tape is getting chewed up here, but it's wood.
Is that a hockey stick?
It's a little thicker.
I don't like that. And there's quarters at the top, make it heavier. Oh my god.
So there is a whole like
Over the-
appearance factor that could come into play where you say, it looks, yeah, it's natural, but it looks all chewed up and ugly. So the ugly call can get called on you. This is electrician's
guy
tape,
Dirty electrician.
Feels good.
and blue like bright, like sky blue,
It's like plastic.
this could get called at a bigger event. And again, a lot of these authenticity things scale to the scale of the event.
Yeah.
So if this is a regional exhibition type event at a fair or whatever, you can let a lot more things ride.
Which is why the skill tape's on these axes.
Yeah.
That's the last time I
Oh.
saw action. Yeah.
Right.
We are here to judge things very
Absolutely.
much by the rules. That's
Absolutely.
our job.
Right. I have a roll of
Throw
black
'em
tape
all
in my
away.
bag, so if you guys ever
Throw them all away.
But I
Sorry,
feel
what?
like we need to let our guys and gals know because the next big event's either Hungary or we don't care about the AMC, but Hungary, right?
Yeah.
And the marshals overseas are going to be more critical, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you could definitely expect them to be more critical.
We saw it a lot in Germany, just in general, like deblackening ball maces, like maces and stuff was like one of the biggest
Paying
parts.
to ship a
Just
sword.
like-
just
Yeah,
to be
I thought that
rejected.
pre-tournament.
Maces
were allowed
to be blackened.
We,
Right.
So we almost got carded
That's why
pre-tournament.
we got no
Yeah.
rules for it.
So like they were, but then they had everybody
How did that
deblacking them.
We were at the
Why?
captain's meeting discussing the IBAR situation
Yeah,
because
we
when we brought it up,
borrowed
they
your
threatened us with a card.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I took a grinder to a lot of helmets that day,
Is
But now there's a green card thing, the yellow card thing.
which happens a month after your meeting.
Is that something that you should be discussing?
It's a yellow
with
card
the night
technically.
captain?
Hey, you could
No,
call
it's
it,
green
you could
card.
call it the Vandals rule.
Like,
No,
how-
Yeah, it,
Oh, they
but
were
it
really
acts
good.
as a yellow card. Because if you get another yellow card
So-
immediately after you're
But
red.
if you
it's a
have-
They already don't like American.
If you
Yeah.
have concerns about how severe weapons are going to be judged, you should reach out to the event organizer weeks before. So you have time to make any adjustments that might be needed or just, you know, you don't have to bring your full arsenal to every event.
But
Whoa, my ball sack. Whoa.
I know it's very tempting,
I'll have a picture. No, I'm just kidding.
but maybe you just select 2 weapons, right?
No.
Yes.
he is
I-
honest.
2
The ones
per
that you're
half
sure
per
of.
arm.
You need to let me be who I am, alright?
I know.
Limb.
When we get
Bring none.
into some more severe things, if you've got welt marks here that are like, these are fairly well ground down, but on the back side here, it's a little more obvious. They might want those polished up. See, more picky things. A weapon like this, I would break out the measuring tape to make sure that the length of this striking edge and the weight of the weapon and the length of the weapon all fit in the right type 2 category.
That could also be type 1 by X-axis. Because it's 90 centimeters, and then that would change the minimum length of the striking head, so it's like, it's where it gets weird.
Is that
It
one
should
yours,
be.
Andrew?
It was.
Yeah,
It's
if
a
it's
brick.
under 90, then
Is
it
that
can be
yours,
under 7.
or-
Then right.
It's mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm just saying, like, this could be a one-hander, right? Like, there's a lot of one-handers that look very similar to this, and like, they might even be this one shorter.
I'm pretty
But,
sure
like,
that is
Yeah.
30 inches, isn't it?
I had it made
90
to be one.
Oh, yeah.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know.
Put it next to that.
Because I wanted to be able to.
Yeah.
It's shorter,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. A little shorter.
The thing.
So,
That seems more
So
appropriate
still-
as the one.
also, when you're measuring an axe like that, the weapon shape comes up above the haft. So how do you measure it?
I check the
Measure
rules.
from the top of the eye down.
From the top of the haft down.
It's the overall length of the weapon, so you have to measure from that top portion.
Correct.
Yeah. So,
But you don't want to measure on the diagonal.
yeah, so you just go
Yeah.
over there.
Right. It can be very helpful when you're setting up your weapon inspection. If you've got a nice table and you throw some tape down and pre-mark all the things out. If you get a block that you can put right on the end, so then you can line the haft up along the line and then just slide it to the block till it touches. Then you can measure the length without getting the extra distance from measuring diagonally.
Yeah. It's especially important with something like just like this, because the weight changes immediately. Like, you can't have a two-hander that could be ever the same weight as a one-hander based on the thing. It's like it breaks. It's weird. But it makes sense enough. You can technically swing that with 2 hands.
Oh, sure.
On a bench.
Even if it's a one-hander.
You know, at Spain, they were having problems with people using smaller axes with 2 hands
They were not. They were not for it.
Particularly the Lindy. This one.
That
Where
is-
her head-
it is proportional to her size.
Yeah, that's her
Every
two-handers.
axe is a two-handed axe for LD.
It also comes in like the punch, like if you can punch with beard, and that's based on the weapon style. So it's
Yes.
I don't know.
Um,
Be careful.
how are we feeling on weapon inspection? You ready to move on?
I filled enough of those. I think I'm good.
Learning the hard way.
This one's.
Yeah, let's talk
weird.
about that. What's up with that?
Take it.
That's got a cool profile. So.
I haven't forgotten.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
That's like it's
why.
nice. You gotta save it, right?
So-
It's nice, but I don't remember who did it for me in the first. It's
A little
like
problematic.
20-year-old shit.
Yep.
You know, we've thrown some tape here historically.
As in the past. As in I previously threw.
Yeah, we've made it work for different events. If we want to get this to a more permanently restored state, we maybe get some of those metal shims,
Pin it in.
get those shims down in there, tighten it up, then grind them down.
Mhm.
Or,
Friend with a welder, tack it in place.
I was gonna say you could take some like rope
Mm.
or like sturdy but smaller cording and do this same sort of crisscross thing, but some authenticity might not care for that.
Mhm.
So I think shims are probably the best bet there.
Mhm.
Guards don't stick out too far.
Mhm.
Pommel,
Could use a grinder.
even striking. Even striking with that. Now, which end's the front end? Which is the
The-
striking end,
The triple bump.
More teeth.
right?
The bumps.
The bump side.
Yeah, but all of it
You could
technically
use it both
according
ways,
to the
though,
rules.
huh?
Yeah. So because of this unique shape, you want to be checking that all the protrusions are wider than 90. This one,
It's close.
it's close. So you might have to break out the gauge for that, but just from experience, I'm like, yeah, it's good.
So would you still check both sides even if he was just like, oh no, this is the swinging side that I use?
Yes. So like, if this was the swinging side, well, no, let's say this was the swinging side, but this little back pit was too pointy. You can't have pointy anywhere.
Right.
So it would have to get corrected.
It's too short of a weapon, actually. It's 58.5 centimeters. It needs to be 60 for the blade. So that's why I don't use it at all
Yeah.
anymore.
So I can't really grind it down.
So
Can't
what
grind
happened
something
was
up.
I went to an event and they measured it, but I think they measured it on top of the hilt. So on the bottom of the hilt actually might be 60 now that we've looked at the rules again for the 7th time since I've had it. So it might actually be 60, but I feel that way.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a learning experience. Where's your tape?
That thing still has life in it.
Don't
not-
want to
fix
take
it
the
for
time.
you.
I'll do it later, but I will have to measure it. Yeah, because like if it's wobbly, that also kind of like changes it. So we try to like shove it down. But
I'm gonna say, yeah, you can always not essentially make the handle slightly shorter, and that will make the blade longer, right?
well, it's the blade that's too short. So
Right.
from
Yeah,
here,
so if
from
you-
here to there is 58.
If you lowered the cross guard,
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you lower the crossguard, you make the handle shorter by making the blade longer.
depending on how it's made, that
Yeah, I
may
was
or
gonna
may
say,
not be
depending on
possible.
Modern solution.
Yeah, it depends. But what?
This is my
Smart.
favorite because of how it's weighted.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
They might fail you on this polish though,
Right. Yeah.
because
a
it's
little
modern
sharp,
style polishing. So I just have to work with it. I only use that for fun.
Let's talk about armor checks, and then I think you got time for an extended break.
What's that?
Oh,
carbide burr. That'll be maybe a little bit nicer.
So, when the fighters enter the list, Marshal must conduct a thorough safety inspection of their armor and equipment. This includes verifying that all weapons and shields have the appropriate approved stickers, ensuring the helmets are securely fastened with no gaps at the neck area, checking that all pieces of armor are correctly fitted and offer adequate protection. Duty of care. As a marshal, you have the duty of care to ensure that all participants can enjoy their sport in a safe environment. In Boothert, these checks are typically carried out by the field marshals. In duels and pro fights, this responsibility falls to the night marshal. So, as every fighter enters the list, it's the people inside the list that are responsible for making sure they are fully equipped. From Sabatons up, everything has to be in place at the start. There's some slight things that can fall off mid-fight that are okay. Rear guards, extra skirting, used to be Sabatons, not anymore. But it has to be there in the beginning if they're using it. You know, for instance, like skirting is totally optional. So when a fighter enters the list, you should assume the position. It just really speeds things up. And the more we can coach fighters to do this, the faster we get our rounds popping off. So you're going to be checking the weapon, make sure it has a sticker. In addition to checking for the sticker, you want to see that it hasn't sustained a crazy amount of damage during the tournament. If it has gotten to a point that it's no longer safe to function, they should still not be using it, even if it got a sticker in the beginning. Shield, see that it has a sticker. And then at this point, you gotta give them a once over. You know, the tabard does cover a good amount, so you don't have to like physically like be checking them for the rear bracers and stuff, even though they should have them. If somehow their shoulder gets cut and it falls off, and you discover, hey, this asshole never had rear bracers, he's getting a card. You want to get a look, kind of just up and down, everything, you know, helmet looks in good condition, tail is good, rig is good, clothes, knees, toes, all that. So, with the helmet, you don't want to be like grabbing the helmet and like lifting it up on them, but you do want to confirm that they do have a chin strap and it is appropriately, you know, at their chin. If it's like dangling below their chin, that's really not going to be offering them adequate protection, and it's just as likely that it could fall forward off their chin and their helmet flies off. We try to avoid just like reaching on up under their aventail and like yanking on their chin and tickling their neck, because it's a little too hands-on. Right. So if you can't see it through the visor, a wolf rib, you can just look and you'll see it. Otherwise, you just kind of like hold the aventail up a bit and just take a look up. Again, the weapon, sticker, shield, sticker, everything hasn't drastically fallen apart. They should be having shoulder protection all the way down to the wrist. If you see, you know, buckles have gotten smashed or are undone, you can alert them and let them exit the list and get that fixed. If we're midway through the tournament and at some point they got their strap cut and now it's just taped on, that's acceptable. But if it's the first round of the tournament and they're walking in taped together, that's not good. The brigandine should not have any like catastrophic failures to it. If you notice, you know, a huge gouge here and the plate has been smashed out, and you can see just the padding underneath, no dice. The legs, Greaves, it's acceptable to just have the half greaves in the front and have the back of your calves exposed. That's allowed. It's a choice. But the Sapdons on up have to be there. At the first round, each team comes in. You should check their shoes, make sure they're period. But you don't have to do that every time because it does slow things down. You then want to be checking the back of the neck protection. This is when you get hands-on. Have the fighter tip forward, give their helmet a little tug. You don't have to rip them down, but just add a bit of pressure there, and then palpate down the spine, and it should be rigid all the way. Chainmail alone isn't good enough. They have to have some sort of hidden plates under that. So, what's not adequate? Here they have this lobster tail, which is good rigid plates, but they're displaying it as attached to the abdomen tail. So, if the abdomen tail is attached in a way that it can flip up, then those plates aren't going to be in position. So as you see here, this fighter, they're showing it with this, like, putting him in a headlock. You don't put him in a headlock. You just tip their head forward. But it does display what's going to happen in the fight, that their spine will be vulnerable. Here we have adequate, proper rigid neck protection so that when they get bent over, they're so safe.
Product placement.
So gorgets. Gorgets are authentic and permissible. And honestly, the kits that are like 15th century, it's just primarily how it was designed to be worn. We have available to us various forms from many fine realtors, not simply medieval exchange, that can be worn hidden. So these are typically sewn or pointed to the gambeson itself, so it stays in position.
Oh.
Cool. Lobster tails are a real thing that existed. I guess that was a debate for a while. And they should be worn on the abdomen tail if it's then attached down with like the
Knee
Simon
strap.
strap, you see?
Did Simon write this? Or the knee
I think the European.
That is a joke Simon likes to make. And I think maybe they didn't fully get the joke that it doesn't work if you're not in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Europeans don't do
Nobody gets it.
So sometimes if your hidden plates are under the abdomen tail and attached to the abdomen tail, but then secured in position with the Simon
it.
strap.
Fine, that's it. That's tomorrow.
You can also have extra protection on top of that. More is fine. And here you see how it's being held down by the Simon strap, even though the top of the abdomen tail gets all flipped up. No neck protection is.
I remember when everybody was fighting about, oh man, we have to have neck protection.
Yeah, I have to survive this.
Oh my
Ugh.
god. For AMCF that one year, they freaked out.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
We're gonna hit in the neck from the front ones, the back of it.
Oh man, I was sparring and I just left my gorget off because we're just sparring and I got clocked with a shield punch straight. Like I was so lucky I didn't literally die.
Extra plates. If your kit is older, they didn't have allegedly extra plates. So if you had the chainmail abdomen tail, your plates should be underneath, hide it.
Cloth,
Yep. So
metal.
yeah, because you always have a cloth abdomen tail that goes under the
You
chain.
don't, it doesn't have to be chain, you need cloth armor, more cloth too, if you don't have to wait.
Well, it depends. Some helmets, they don't have that, and some helmets have to have the chainmail. We'll try those.
Yeah, and, but you have to, like, cloth is a requirement for VI, isn't it? Like, you have to have cloth out until.
Or a mantle.
I mean, you could,
Or
or,
you can have the
yeah.
chainmail, so.
No, no, in addition, yeah, but you have to have.
We need
cloth,
other,
Yeah.
yeah, you can have these chainmail, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Do Rondell's not cut it anymore?
The problem I have seen with rondelles is that they move out of position quite a bit,
Oh, yeah.
even if they are attached to the gambeson. I've seen them slip down underneath the cuirass.
I wasn't gonna argue that they're good, but like, will they pass or will they not pass? Probably not at this point then.
Probably not
Okay.
at this point. When your gorget like interacts poorly with your helmet, you should be mindful of that. So if it's gonna fall out of position, it's not gonna be good enough. So here, these additional plates are underneath the anvil, but they're or sort of hidden, but they're not securely attached, so they come loose. They don't like that. When if I hear bend forward, it will all flop up, and then you can see neck. Don't like that. If this aventail was held down with the Simon strap, that wouldn't happen. Any question about that neck protection and armor check walkthroughs? We'll get a chance to do this tomorrow when we do our fightings and actually
What's the part about Gorget's
Get
shooters does that come up with?
the historicity.
Oh, not Gorget's, but I mean Sabatons.
Sabatons, you just have to have them. So if you lose your Sabaton mid-fight, that'll get set. It's considered primary armor. We'll give it a go tomorrow. All right. So yeah, let's take a break. We'll get the juicy stuff when we get back, and then we're getting into actual calling of plays and stuff. Let me see how we are with dinner.
This is an iPad, not an iPad, this is a Kindle Scribe. Kindle Scribe, like a notebook, yeah. And it's also a Kindle, as soon as I do that.
Can you like save that? Can you like email that to yourself?
I can email it to myself, either email it to me as my normal writing, or it will also try and email it as like text.
Huh.
It's really cool. So my wife got tired of me having notebooks from work all over the house, so she got rid of that. So, and it's got all of our Kindle stuff on it, like all of our books.
Yeah.
People thinking half an
So it's
hour,
really
hour.
cool. I like it a lot.
What do people like?
Saturday I moved into a secure facility at work, and I'm not allowed to use it.
What do we have after this?
Electronic things disconnected.
I want to do some physical activity.
I thought, he has something similar. What do you have?
For what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we're just chatting. I have a remarkable.
You have a remarkable, so this is
Okay.
Kindle Scribe.
That's mine.
This is different, but I don't know what it does.
It's kind of the same thing though. You just write on it like.
What does a remarkable do compared to us? Have you ever seen a Scribe?
Are people cool with like eating while we continue to doing the lecture?
That's right.
It'll keep me
Okay.
focused.
As long as
I
you're
definitely wanna
comfortable.
see
Are you gonna get
how-
fed?
Like, I can email this to myself.
Same.
All right, so
It'll
let's do an hour
take my
break,
handwriting and turn it into.
and then
type
we'll
it.
continue.
Mine doesn't connect to the internet in that I can't get any information on it from the internet, but I can get it sync to my computer and stuff.